Hi, and welcome back to Coffee in a Beanshell, the tiny and very acid video podcast about coffee. Today we are from a completely different location,
Very far away.
far away from Colombia. We are back to Italy for our project, and today we are going to talk about something simple, basic, but very, very important to us for this episode 14 about our approach to coffee.
So this episode for us is like the basic, like it's our philosophy, and I think it's important for to us because it's what we want to follow in the next years. So when we approach coffee, we have three different pillars.
Yes.
The first one is variety.
Variety, absolutely.
Because we want to know what variety we are talking about in order to know what to expect in the cup. If it is a Castillo or if it is like more ancient variety like Typica.
This is the base for us. This is definitely the base. From this genetic material, we are going to understand what I'm expecting in my cup, what do I want to drink. So this is for us is very, very important. And this is the cool thing about Colombia. Colombia has such a biodiversity in terms of variety nowadays.
Yeah. You could find a more commercial variety like Cafe or Colombia, but you can also find
Geisha, Maragogipe, Pacamara, Sudarume, and this is the Java, Mocha. And this is why, for example, for our next project, we are gonna source directly from Colombia in the first years.
Yeah, we think we can find different aromatic profiles in the same country.
Yeah, and the combination could be hundreds. So this is the base for us. Starting from this point, we go to the second pillar, terroir. So terroir, terroir is quite easy, but also futuristic in coffee, in the sense that we cannot still talk about crew or ecotop in the very strict way. But for us, it's very, very interesting. And when we talk about terra, we are not talking about geography. We are talking about ecosystem, the soil, the sun exposure, the altitude, how these parameters can influence some aromatic profile in the cup.
And this is so cool because, for example, we tasted some coffees from Meta,
Cool,
and it has a very characteristical note.
Yeah,
like
an herbal
herbal
aftertaste.
Yeah, and it's cool because we tasted also some chocolates from Meta as well, and they had the same note. So,
or for example, Norte Santander.
Yeah, so where in Norte Santander we tasted two coffees from the same producer. One was Geisha, and the other one was Castillo. So completely different varieties, but they had the same body, like very similar lactic body.
Yeah, and they were so cool when after tasting the geisha, and we noticed this kind of aromatic profile, we say, oh, the same, the Castillo is the same note. So terroir is quite, as I said, futuristic, but it's very cool, and we're gonna look for the next like 10, 20 years how it's going to develop also, in the market of coffee. And we go to the third pillar, process. So when we talk about process, every coffee is fermented.
It could be just washed
the
coffee,
classical washed fermentation, could be honey, could be natural. But for us, process is important when add value to and complexity to the cup.
To the cup, yeah. Especially because I think it's different if you know what you are doing. I mean, like in Colombia, we visit and we talk with some producers who are doing some research, who try to manage the fermentation. So obviously it's difficult to do it because you cannot manage all the external variables, but you can manage a little bit of a part of the fermentation. So it was very interesting to know the research and the experiments that they're doing. But we also find some producers who they just go that path just for the marketing, and they don't know what they're doing. So you end up with some coffees where the embryo is dead.
See, when we have very strong long fermentation, and especially when they are like doing a very empiric way, that's cool. We need research. It's very fun to taste it. It's very didactic, okay, but it's not our way. When let's say the point is when the aromatic notes of the fermentation cover completely the aromatic profile of the cup. As you said, different times when we have two different varieties with that very some fermentation and we have the same notes, so we kill the notes of the variety. That's a pity.
And it's different. Us. Yeah, it's different when you do fermentation in order to add value to the cup. So, for example, you pick up some ripe cherries and you need to ferment them in order to get a better result in the cup. So it makes perfectly sense.
Process. It's an important step of the coffee chain. So, and it's important for the producers. Could be also a way to add value, add economic value to my coffee. I have just one variety, and I can have 3 or 4 different aromatic profiles thanks to coffee. So thanks to process. Sorry. So this is important for us. This is our 3 pillars. How we approach to green coffee. Sometimes we are a bit radical or integralist about biodiversity. We prioritize biodiversity, and the other 2 pillars as to add value to the previous one. So this path is very important for us. So thank you for listening, for watching us. Well, please subscribe on YouTube or listen on Spotify and follow on Instagram. We are gonna take a small summer break. So the episode 15 will be more or less in a month. And remember that coffee is a food and has a long travel to get to your cup.